Do not send loose do not Welcome to the show. I am the Star Wars Daddy, and I'm bringing you another episode. It's episode 4 this week. We have 4 full-length videos, and today's episode is another CAS graded unboxing video where I have 14 items. We have some modern mint on cards. We've got some loose graded vintage. We've got some Lili Ledy. We've got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. We've got a boxed item, and we have a holy grail of all collecting, something you've probably never even seen. It was a figure that had all kinds of controversy surrounding it. I do a little quick story within this video so you can understand what the background was of this item, how did I get it, and all kinds of bugaboos that took place with this item. And guys, just a quick update. CAS currently has a deal happening right now, and this is perfect timing for a video like this with a CAS unboxing. They have mint on card 30-day turnaround times. There's nothing you have to do, just submit the mint on cards to them and it'll be expedited within 30 days. Now that is processing time from the time that it actually arrives and they put it into their systems. Then within 30 days it will be graded and then shipped. So it will take a little bit longer than 30 days, but their processing is 30 days. So it's I'm telling you, it seems like it goes by super quick. So make sure to check that out. You don't have to put any codes in. I will say, make sure all of your mint on card items are in separate orders. Don't send any loose graded items in the same order. Do those in separate orders. You can put them all in the same box as long as they're separate orders and you pay for your invoice on the mint on cards. They will not get done within 30 days if you combine different types of items. So the mint on cards all by themselves in one order, pay for it, put it in your box you're shipping, then anything else, put it into another invoice, and then you can put those all in the same box and then put both invoices in there so that when they get them, they can look through them and decipher what is happening, and that'll get you the 30-day turnaround. All of their information is down below in case you want to check that out. And unfortunately, I don't have a discount code for you. I think they're using a different content creator currently with a discount code. We had the August code, which was Daddy10 at checkout to give you 10%, but I think they're on to somebody else. But I'll be back, I promise you. We're already in the talks of doing some stuff here in the future, so that will be happening. We'll get a discount code again, I promise you, and but take advantage of the 30-day turnaround. If you could, real quick, we're going to make these intros short and sweet. Hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification to be notified of all the upcoming content that I'll tell you about in the outro of this video, so make sure to stick around until the end to hear about all the stuff we have coming up on this channel. And real quick, just some videos in case you missed them. We've got the Empire Strips back. It's the greatest Star Wars show you've never seen. And it is in Vegas, and they travel the entire world, and they just happen to be in Portland right now this month. And I went to go see them on the opening night, on the opening show, front row VIP. And it is a hour-and-a-half long burlesque Star Wars comedy. It is incredible. Absolutely entertaining. You're at the edge of your seat because you want to have a good view, of course, but it absolutely was incredible. And I do a little tour of Portland as well in this video, so make sure to check this out. And if you're into gaming, well, I'm doing that too. I play Warzone every single night with my buddy Slabtown, who also has an eBay channel where he sells collector cards, and I sell all those vintage Star Wars toys. So we're two peas in a pod. But right here, we do gaming together at night, so make sure, and if you're into gaming, you want to see me lose my mind. I absolutely lose my mind every night. Check out these Warzone streams every single night. And right here, I did an unboxing of 3 Star Wars vintage collections that came in for the resale side of what I do here on this channel. And we open it up, we take a look at what's available. It's also a sneak peek for members to be able to pick things before they go up onto eBay to purchase outside of eBay. That is one of the perks, the many perks that come with memberships. There'll be a commercial that plays later on in this video that talks about all the perks you can get if you join memberships. We'd love to have you. But it's an inside look at what happens on the resale side of things with my eBay business along with the YouTube. All right, guys, that's it. Make sure to watch that membership commercial. Wait till the end to see all the upcoming content. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all of your support. Comment on this video. Let me know what your favorite item was from this unboxing. We'd love to hear from you. And I respond to every single comment. I'm not too busy for you. Just because I have almost 15,000 subscribers does not mean I'm too busy to respond to every single comment. That is the kind of channel that we have here. It's very intimate. It's a great community that we've built, and we love having you here. All right, guys, enough out of me. Let's get into this unboxing. All right, first item in this unboxing is a modern figure from a video game from Jedi Survivor, one of my favorite video games. I cannot wait for the next one to be out so I can start streaming that regularly. We'll add that to my Warzone streaming that I'm doing every night, but I'll do that during the day. We'll have all kinds of content that's coming. But it happens from stuff like this, Jedi Survivor. It's Cal Kestis in the Imperial Officer disguise. And what do we have here? We've got an 85 plus, a 2024 Hasbro Star Wars TVC Jedi Survivor VC320, Cal Kestis, Imperial Officer disguise. And it looks like there's a typo. Look at disguise. They put a Q there instead of a G. Yeah, it's a Q. It's disguise. So bummer on that. But we got a card, got an 85, blister got an 85, figure got a 90. But take a look at this figure. I mean, this thing just pops. Look at those colors, the blues, the darks. There is the back. We see the VC320. And there he is outside of this is what he would look like with a saber. And so there it all is. Man, look at this figure. There's his little robot buddy who does everything for him. And he's got a couple guns, and who knows what that thing is. It's like a zapper of some sort. And then he's got his saber, of course, with the blue, because he's a good guy. So we love this one. All right, this is my first Admiral Thrawn right here, and this is obviously a modern figure. And it's from the Star Wars Rebels line, and what do we have? We've got an 85 plus, a 2023 Hasbro Star Wars, the Vintage Collection, Rebels VC296 Grand Admiral Thrawn. Card got a 90, blister got an 85, figure got a 90 for an overall 89.3. We almost had the 90. Very close. Look at this figure. Let's zoom right in. Look at how he just pops there. They got the cartoon version because it's from the Rebels there, not the Ahsoka one, because this came out before that. And then here's the back, and there's all those different figures that you could have got from this Vintage Collection line that they released. And there it is. I mean, pretty nice, and I'm glad to have my first Grand Admiral Thrawn in the collection. Headed back to video games, we've got Star Wars Expanded Universe Star Killer. And this is from another incredible video game, and let's take a look at what we have here. It's an 85 plus by CAS, 2012 Hasbro Star Wars, the Vintage Collection, VC100, Expanded Universe Star Killer, Vader's Apprentice. This is where it all started, you guys. It's an incredible video game. It's popping up on the screen right now, and this really revolutionized Star Wars video gaming. And we got a card, got an 85, blister got an 85, figure got a 90 for an 88.9, almost a 90 again. And here he is. And he actually was, he was Darth Vader's apprentice in the video game, and then he becomes a good guy. But look, he has two sabers, and both are blue. And then there's the back, and again, you can see the different figures that came out of this line. But pretty impressive. I love the way the colors look on this one. This is just a beautiful card back and a beautiful figure. It's awesome. All right, we're going back to Power of the Force 2 here, but this is the Expanded Universe. I didn't even know these figures existed until Chris from Rogue 5 Toys was selling them, and I had to pick these up. They were too good of a deal. I think they were only like $5 or maybe $10 or something for this card back. So then I sent these off. And it even comes with a 3D play scene on the card back, as you can see right here. So let's take a look at what we've got. We've got an 80 plus by CAS 1998 Kenner Star Wars Expanded Universe Space Trooper 3D play scene. Card got an 85, blister got an 80, figure got a 90. So we almost got an 85 here. It's pretty close. But look at this. Look at this. It looks like a space trooper. It kind of looks like he belongs in space, doesn't he? He's very bulky and big and strong. And then here on the back, we've got all kinds of information. Prepare to jump to lightspeed with Kenner's Expanded Universe, now offering the most memorable characters from Star Wars Dark Horse Comics. So this is from a comic book. Bantam novels and LucasArts video games. Finally, the entire galaxy can be yours. So I guess we look down here, all these figures were going to be in comic books or in video games that all these figures were released. And we got a couple of vehicles over here. Now, I've seen this one before. Not sure I've seen the cloud car with a pilot. It's just a cloud car, single one, not the twin pod cloud car. So, but I've seen this one. Man, where have I seen this? Do I have this? I might actually have that. I can't remember. But anyways, we read real quick. From heir to the Empire novelist seen in comics 5 years after the Battle of Endor, the Rebel Alliance has driven the evil Empire into a distant corner of the galaxy, but a new danger has arisen. The last of the Emperor's warlords has revised a battle plan that could destroy the New Republic. The ability of space troopers to operate exclusively in space made them a valuable asset to the warlord Grand Admiral Thrawn. These heavily armed stormtroopers wear full body armor and have equipment that enables them to function as personal space-capable assault vehicles. Personal space-capable assault vehicles. So how about that? And then I think what ends up happening is that you would cut this out right here on the card, and then it folds open, and it creates a 3D scene. So I think it would look just like this, what you see right there. And then you could display him. So it came like the card back. They actually had multiple uses. Not only does it carry the figure, but then it created a 3D scene that you could display the figure. So that's a pretty cool idea that they came up with back there in 1998. But look at this. I mean, it's an incredible figure. Staying in that same line, we've got Luke Skywalker. Now, when I think I bought the Stormtrooper first from Chris, then he posted this. I was like, oh my gosh, well, if I have to have that one, it's Luke Skywalker. And so what do we have here? An 80 plus by CAS 1998 Counter Star Wars Expanded Universe. Luke Skywalker 3D play scene. Card got an 80, blister got an 85, figure got a 90 for an overall 84.1. We also have a 3D scene that's going to happen here. Let's take a look at this Luke Skywalker. I mean, geesh, he looks pretty cool. And it appears he has a red lightsaber. And he does. I mean, look at this scene back here. So we already read about what the expanded universe is, but let's go ahead and read his bio real quick, because I think this is interesting, because I had no idea about these figures, and so maybe you'll learn something from these. We've got Luke Skywalker from Dark Empire Comics. 6 years after the destruction of the second Death Star, the galaxy is thrust into turmoil. A reborn evil threatens to enslave the galaxy, and the Republic's closest friend, Luke Skywalker, may become their greatest enemy. Freed from their detention cell, a group of rebels begin their escape from the Imperial planet Biss. But the sudden appearance of Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master, could mean unfortunate news for the rebels. Has Luke fallen under the spell of the dark side? What the? Oh, there he is. And there we got the 3D scene happening there. Who knows what it's all about, but it looks kind of cool. That's to display your figure. I mean, that really is a cool idea that you could use these card backs, and instead of just holding on to them or throwing them away, they had some sort of a purpose. So that's pretty nice. And there's those same figures again. So we've got two of them. I don't know if I'm going to go through and try to collect the whole line, but it might be kind of interesting to have the whole line. There's not that many figures. I would just need to get, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more figures. So that might be a possibility, but there it is. Pretty cool. All right, sticking with all the modern stuff. We'll get this modern stuff knocked out, and then we'll get to the kind of the big heaters that are here in the collection. But we got the Clone Wars. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi, obviously. And look at this. I mean, it's a beautiful card back. This is an incredible item. And let's see what we've got. We got an 80 plus by CAS, 2012 Hasbro Star Wars, the Vintage Collection VC103, the Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. Card got an 85, blister got an 80, figure got a 90 for an overall 83.7. But just, I mean, look at the card. This is just a beautiful card back. It is. The colors are incredible. And there he is in his Clone War outfit that we would have seen in the Clone Wars cartoon. And then here's the Mac. Nothing interesting there at all. But there it is. We got a pretty cool Obi-Wan Kenobi. All right, this next one is kind of interesting. We had a little situation with CAS. Not with them, but there was just a situation that had to be resolved. And what needed to be resolved is that the card actually was sealed inside of this case. And that was how it was actually supposed to stay, like supposed to stay in the case. And because it was sealed in the case, I had two options from CAS. They could just authenticate it, since they couldn't, get actually inside and take a look at everything, make sure that everything was sealed, because this was on the outside of it, or take it out of this and grade it just the card back. And so that is what we chose to do, is just take it out. I wanted it to be inside of the acrylic and look nice like this. I don't really care about this thing, but apparently this was actually part of it. So we'll hold on to this and have it as like a little story piece. But what really matters is this awesome Darth Vader from Revenge of the Sith. And I picked this up when I went to go see Revenge of the Sith for its anniversary back in theaters. I made a video on that. It's probably popping up right now. And I was kind of in that mood of purchasing things for Revenge of the Sith. And so we purchased a bunch of stuff for that video. And this is one of those items. I decided to send this off to be graded. And what do we have here? CAS 80 Plus 2005 Hasbro Star Wars Revenge of the Sith Darth Vader Target exclusive limited edition of 50,000. So there's 50,000 of these that were made. Card got an 80, blister got an 85, figure got a 90 for an overall 84.1. I can tell you, I can see the problem is that we've got a little hang tab issue right here, little bend right there. That probably is what brought down the overall score, because otherwise this thing's beautiful. It was inside of a case, right? So this thing should be perfect, but somehow we got a little ding there on the top. And look at this Darth Vader. He's on fire. He's like all chromed up. I think his colors are changing as we're moving around. I don't know. It's just a pretty cool figure. And it's a Target exclusive. And so obviously adding this to the collection because that's my son's favorite character, which is Anakin / Darth Vader. And so we are adding this to the growing collection of Anakin Skywalkers and Darth Vaders. And in the same line, here's Anakin. So there you go. It's the exact same line, except this one never had that outside case because it wasn't an exclusive out of 50,000. This was just a normal figure that was released. And we've got, what's kind of cool is Anakin's got two sabers in it. He's got the blue and the red as he's transitioning into Vader. So that's pretty cool. And then we got the same score here, 80 plus, 2005 Hasbro Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, Anakin Skywalker, lightsaber attack. Card got an 80, blister got an 85, figure got a 90 for an overall 84.1. And not sure on this one. I'm not seeing. Do see a little ding on the hang tab there. See that ding right there. But that might be all I'm really noticing. So it must have been something else. Who knows? But there's the back, and there's all those figures. So there's all kinds of figures that came in this line. And so we can see them all there. Oh, General Grievous would be awesome to get in this line. I think I actually, at the Comic-Con I was at, I think I did see one of these, and I tried to pick him up, but the card was too beat up. I think that's what ended up happening, actually. It really was, yeah, it was. That's what it was. So I left it on the hook. It was in the video, but I decided not to pick it up because I wanted it to be graded. I guess I could have always opened it up and then sent it off to be loose graded because I've got some loose graded General Grievouses. So that might have been cool too. So maybe I missed the mark on that one. And I guess there's a lightsaber attack too. He's got some sort of a squeeze his legs together for a lightsaber attack. So he's also action-packed Anakin Skywalker. Hey, it's me, Carl, a rebel soldier. And I'm back on Hoth again, searching for all those amazing perks that come with the Star Wars Daddy membership program here on YouTube, which I just signed up for. At least it's safe here now that the Empire has been destroyed. Wait, what's that? Ah! Oh no, the Wampa got me? The only way for me to get out of this situation is by using the Force. The Force that comes from the Star Wars Daddy membership perks, like member-only monthly giveaways. Free action figures and Star Wars Daddy stickers on your next eBay purchase. Free eBay shipping on all action figures and accessories in the middle and top tiers of memberships. And the Star Wars Daddy t-shirt I'm wearing after certain tenure. There are even more perks, but I don't have time to list them all off with this Wampa situation. I've got to use all these membership perks. I'm feeling the Force! I'm feeling the Force! Memberships! Memberships! All right, let's switch toy lines here. We've got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It's Sewer Cycling Wrath, and this is a gigantic. I mean, these cards are so big, I can barely even get on the screen. Like this, I'm going landscape style, and I can barely get this thing on the screen, and I am all the way away from my phone, as far as I can get. All right, what do we have here? It's a 75. Well, you know, I've had this kind of luck with these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle card backs. They've got little dings on them here and there. They weren't taken care of as well as, you know, Star Wars stuff was once people realized it was going to be valuable. And so I've seen some issues with these. But let's see where the issue took place. We got a 1992 Playmates Toys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Series 5 Sewer Spitting Cycling Raff. Now, wait a second. Is that really his name? I guess the Sewer Spitting is the line, and then he's Sewer Cycling Raff. Yeah, so it gets kind of confusing there. Sewer Spitting, Sewer Cycling Raff. What a name. Card got an 85. Blister got a 75. So there's a problem with the blister, and I kind of think I see it, actually. And Figure got an 85. And so I'm looking underneath here. Oh, I got the thing on the back there. All right. I can see there's a dent right there in the bottom of the blister. Now, and there's a dent right there. I'm telling you right now, I do not remember that before I sent it in. I would have seen that. I'll have to go back and check those pictures. I am not positive, but I'm pretty sure, like, this whole thing is dinged up. Look at this. That is not how I got it. So something happened somewhere in the point of me shipping it and CAS getting it. Something happened here. Now, it could have got dinged up in shipping when I shipped it to them. That's possible, but who knows? Thank goodness it only was a 70 on the blister, and I got a 75 because that blister is pretty beat up. And I'm telling you, if I had seen it like that, I probably wouldn't have sent it in to be graded because I knew it wasn't going to get a good score. I'm going to pull the phone back here, and there are a whole bunch of figures there. The Spit Masters Unite right there. We got Lifeguard Leo, Sewer Cycling Raph, Spike and Volley Dawn, and Beachcombing Mike. And I think when I was growing up, I think I had every single one of those. So I did like these. They do actually spit. They do spit water right through their teeth there. And there's a whole bunch of accessories there. And he's got that tri-wheeled unicycle. There's his bio. So pretty cool. So we'll add this to the Ninja Turtle collection, which is taking up so much space, I don't even have room for this. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to figure out something to do with my Ninja Turtles. They're on the other side of this, and they go all the way to the floor. They go all the way to my pinball machine here. They go all the way over to the stairs, and they go all the way up the wall here and go all the way down. So we're having some issues. They're stacked up on top of each other. It's a kind of a nightmare there with my Ninja Turtles. So we're going to have to figure out something with the Ninja Turtles going forward. All right, let's get some Lili Ledy items out of the way. And here's just a head. It's an overstock head. And this one actually passed grading. We've had some issues with some of the overstock heads we've been purchasing from a very well-known seller who knows his stuff. And so it's either an issue of CAS just isn't able to identify it, or there's some issues with the items. And so we're going to be a little more cautious, I think, going forward with these purchases because I'm losing money by shipping these items in. And when there's grading costs that I've paid up front, you only get 50% of those costs back. And so I'm out a little bit of money at this point because of some issues. And this one got dinged a little bit. It doesn't really tell me what's wrong with it. We'll have to take a look at it. But we got a 1984 Lili Ledy Star Wars unpainted overstock Rancor Keeper head only. He got a 70.6 overall. And so let's take a look. Well, I can see there's maybe an issue right there. The top of his head's got a little bit of a ding in it. Right? We can see that. It's kind of like a little hole. And it's not supposed to have a hole. There's supposed to be like a crease mark that goes there. That does have a little bit of an indent on a normal one, but you can see it right there. But this one actually is like a hole. So that must be the grade down because it's unpainted. There's nothing else to it. It's got to be that little hole right there. But anyways, it's cool. I've got a whole bunch of these Lili Ledy heads, and we're going to have a Lili Ledy featured video showing all of my Lili Ledy items, and it's going to cover this entire table. I promise you, it's going to be absolutely nuts. My Lili Ledy collection is my prize collection out of all the items that are in my collection, and I love adding these little cool things like this. So we got one more Lili Ledy coming up right now. All right, guys, this is a Lili Ledy R2-D2, and unfortunately, the head, he's looking off to the side. So that, obviously, that's not how we wanted him, but that's how he ended up. And we can look at this like, okay, now come on, Star Wars Daddy, that's not a very good R2-D2, but this is a Lili Ledy. They're so hard to find in good condition. And this is my my first big purchase with Lili Ledy items. I think I got it for $220 back in the day. Way back before COVID. This is probably 10, 12 years ago. I picked this guy up, and he's been in my collection ever since. And since then, I've looked for better versions, but most of them are kind of like the same. They're all kind of worn out like this. They've got the discoloring that's happening to them. And I was like, you know what? Who cares? I've had this in my collection so long. It was my first real big Lili Ledy purchase. Let's go send it off to be graded and keep it in my collection forever. And so what do we have? A 65. Oh, no, but that's okay. Like I said, it's all right. It's a 1977 Lili Ledy Star Wars R2-D2 COO one line Hong Kong 67.2. So we almost got a 65 plus. It was pretty close. I mean, but look at this. I mean, obviously he's worn out. There's that flathead screw that's in there, and that is distinctive to the Lili Ledy factory. They didn't have Phillips screws. They only had these flathead screws they used. And then obviously there's a COO that's particular to this, and the sticker is particular. The paint scheme is particular to Lili Ledy, but absolute awesome item. And I'm glad to get this in case, and I'm okay with some of these foreign variants that have gone through hell, but they've ended up here in my collection to be glorified and not just thrown away as a beater. Let's give credit where credit is due, and this is an incredible item, and I'm so glad that I sent this off to be graded. All right, here's a pretty incredible item, you guys. It is a Tri-Logo FX7. This is vintage. It's a mint on card. We've knocked this one off the list, so we've got... I don't know how many we've got now at this point. I'll probably put something up on the screen that says how many carded figures I have in my collection now. And these Tri-Logos are the hardest ones to get graded because they were beat up. They were thrown into bins. The blisters are all smashed around. And so to get an 80 is absolutely incredible. I'm thrilled with that. We got a CAS 1983 Palatoy Star Wars Return of the Jedi 70 back C Tri-Logo FX7. Card got an 80. Blister got a 75. Figure got an 85 for an overall 80. And this is an absolute beautiful card. Look at this guy. We got the Tri-Logo stuff up there. We got the different languages. There's all your figures. This is just absolutely beautiful. And where does it say that this was made? Palatoy Division of General Mills Products Corp. And it's in England. Oh my gosh. PBP's written on their Spain authorized users. All kinds of cool stuff is on the back of this card. But there's a vintage item. We've knocked one off of the remaining list of mint on cards for the vintage collection for vintage Star Wars items, and so I'm glad to have done that and to get another thing knocked out. And I took the risk, but when I was looking at the pictures, I said, you know what? I think that's pretty decent. I'm going to bid on it. It could have been from Toy Scout on eBay because he had a whole bunch of these at one point, and I bid on a lot of them, and I'm thinking that's where this came from. I think it's from Toy Scout on eBay. All right, I've had to back up because we have a giant item here. This came from the $45,000 collection I purchased down in California. Pictures popping up with a thumbnail from that trip and that incredible video that created so much content and so many sales. We made such a huge profit off of it after we thought we were going to lose money. And this was an item I kept. It was the nicest Rancor Monster box. And when I opened it up, I could see the tape had come loose. And when I opened it up, I could see that the figure was completely sealed inside. All the brochures were inside of it. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to send something from this giant collection off to be graded so I can remember this experience and everything else. And this is it right here. The Rancor Monster. It's my first Rancor Monster that's graded. And what do we have here? Let's just go ahead and take a look. We got a 70. All right. They got me on that one, but 1983 Kenner Star Wars Return of the Jedi Rancor Monster figure, 70.4 overall. And obviously, like we can see, like we've got a little bit of litho damage going right across here, right? And then there's the tape up here. Let's take a look. We got some more little dings and stuff, little litho damage here. But the box was really, it was in such good condition. There wasn't like dents and stuff in it. It had a nice shape to it. But we obviously have a little bit of wear and tear from, being from 1983. And then underneath you can see we've got, a little bit of shelf wear, right? Something was sitting on a shelf. It was rubbing a little bit here and there. But this is absolutely an incredible item. It's qualified grade. meaning it wasn't sealed because that tape came loose. Otherwise, it would have been sealed and would have been an incredible item. And so I'm just happy to add this to the collection and to be able to remember such an amazing event as that $45,000 collection was. It was absolutely incredible. But there it all is. It was only $17.95. I mean, what's it worth now that it's been graded? I'm sure it's much more than $17.95. All right, guys, and now drum roll. Here is the Holy Grail, one of the Holy Grails of all of collecting. Something that I purchased on accident, that I almost sold on accident, and then finally realized what was happening and was able to salvage the situation and bring into my collection a double telescoping Darth Vader. That's right, you heard it, a double telescoping Darth Vader. It's probably on the thumbnail, so you probably already knew. And if you've watched my videos, you knew about this situation that happened. There was so much controversy around this figure. Originally, I'd purchased it in a collection. The collection mentioned nothing about it being a double telescoping Darth Vader. It looked like another Darth Vader of the hundreds that I sell that had a broken tip saber. There were no pictures that depicted anything for me to be able to tell anything different. And so when I got it, there was nothing in my mind that told me I need to re-examine this figure. It was just like, all right, another broken tip saber. Let's get it up for sale. Picture, 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 picture. Just like I do with, I'm posting 60 to 100 items every single week. And so I didn't notice. Well, you're not going to be able to see it. But there is a hole that's at the tip here. The hole goes right through the main saber part. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get it on camera here because it's got to be a specific angle because it's so tight in there. And but I can see it here with my own eyes that there is a hole there, and I didn't even realize it. On one of my pictures, there was a picture that showed the hole, and I just didn't even pay attention to it. And so all of a sudden, this item that should have been a $15, $20, $25 figure sold for it was like $1,300. I was like, what the heck just happened? So I thought somebody had fat fingered it at the last second trying to bid real quick, and they didn't hit the decimal point, and they bid. And it took two people to have done that. So two people did it at the same time, and they both bid thousands of dollars instead of bidding $13 or $18 or whatever they were trying to bid. And so right after the auction ended, the person canceled it. I said, hey, I want to cancel my win. I purchased it, as a mistake. So I was like, oh, okay, well, let me send out a second chance offer. I mean, listen, maybe the person really wants this figure because it did have, I think, a GG on the hilt. And so I thought maybe somebody was looking for the GG hilt, and it was really special. So I sent it out almost like a joke. Like, there's obviously no way this person's going to accept it, but maybe the person will come back and say, hey, I fat fingered it, but I will, if you would offer it to me at a lower price, I'll still take it. That way I don't have to relist it. I didn't want to relist the item as a broken tip saber. So I reached out to my buddy though when I was looking at the bidding history and noticed the bidding history wasn't just one or two people fat fingering it. There was lots and lots of bids that were high amount bids going all the way up to $1,300. So I was like, wait a second, what am I missing? So I reached out to my buddy Aiden and said, hey, because I knew he was friends with a guy that is a Darth Vader expert. So I forgot the guy's name. And so I was reaching out to him to figure out if he could reach out to that guy and send him these pictures and see, what am I missing? And then Aiden goes to me, he says, is it a double telescoping Darth Vader? I was like, no. Like immediately, it's like, no, like, what are you talking about? And then, so then I went and grabbed the figure after he said that. And I went and looked and I was like, oh my gosh. I saw the saber, saw it with a double telescoping saber, obviously missing the inner filament, and I went and canceled the second chance offer I'd sent out immediately. Because, I don't have to send out a second chance offer. I just had to happen to do it and then change my mind. So I pulled it back. Then the person that purchased it from me lost their freaking mind. Lost his mind. He went on to Facebook groups to try to disparage me, saying I'm a shady seller, that I shill bid, and that it must have been my buddy who bid it all the way up and then canceled so I could dump it on him. But I canceled it. I didn't dump it on him. I canceled it. So that theory doesn't make sense because I didn't get any money from him. I canceled it to keep it. Anyways, it was a whole long story. I don't want to go into it too much again. I've already gone over it too long, but here it is. It's a double telescoping Darth Vader, you guys. This is unbelievable, and I had it archived. The highest grade that they would give is a 60. If it was a perfect figure, you get a 60, missing the inner filament. So that's where you start. Instead of starting at 100, you're starting at 60, and then it comes backwards. So, like, who knows? Maybe we got a 50 or something on the figure. So I was like, you know what? Just archive it. Let's just verify that everything's legit. It's the right figure, it's the right cape, and it's the right saber. They all match, and that's what I want. And so that's what we did. So we got a 1977 Kenner Star Wars Darth Vader GG hilt. There's that GG. Telescoping saber, COO, 2-line GMF, GI, Hong Kong. Absolutely incredible, you guys. There it is. A double telescoping Darth Vader that I purchased for like $5 in a giant lot of figures, where that seller didn't know that it was something special. When I got it, I didn't even think to look that it would be something special. I sold it as something unspecial and then realized it was something special and then was able to salvage it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness I didn't sell it and nobody noticed it but one person. He ended up with a double telescoping Darth Vader I sold for like $13 or $15. But here he is in the collection. He's going to go with all of my other Darth Vaders. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will be number 11 loose graded Darth Vader in my collection. They go from Lili Ledy's to Mexican bootlegs to Polish bootlegs to a Dutch clipper boxed and baggied figure to a Kenner baggied figure. All kinds of incredible items are my Darth Vaders, and I cannot wait to get this up on the wall next to all the other Darth Vaders. It's absolutely stunning. It's amazing. It's quite a story. There's a lot of drama around this figure, but it's mine. It's back in my collection. And now this will dispel all of those horrible things people were saying that I was shady, because here it is. It's graded. It's in my collection, and I will show it from time to time, so you'll see that it's still in my collection. There was nothing shady going on at all, and it backs up everything I said from the very beginning of what my story was, and what I've said here today is exactly what transpired. Nothing extra, nothing crazy, and there it is, guys. That is the incredible CAS unboxing. All right, we did it. We got through all 14 items. What an unboxing. Some incredible items. And obviously there's a story to every single one of these things. Why in the world did I send some of these like modern type stuff that aren't really worth much off to be graded? Well, obviously there's something nostalgic about it or something I care about, is why I sent those things off to be graded. Now, if you're looking behind me, you're like, hey, Star Wars Daddy, where are these items going? You are covered wall to ceiling to floor to everywhere, and it continues all the way around this entire room. Well, I've got some acrylic shelving. We're going to get that up. I've set it for like 2 months now. I'm going to get it up. I've got a couple little spots that I can get some of the shelving up, and then we're going to then put all these up on the shelving. And this entire room is no longer going to have any white walls. It's literally Star Wars items or vintage toys that are covering every wall of this room. I'm going to have to go to the ceiling. And I talked about that before too. I'm trying to find a way to get these like acrylic strips that could go down the ceiling, where then I could slide my graded action figures into it, and they are looking down at me. So I look up, there's just a row of acrylic going across my ceiling. That's the next step. And when I do that, we'll definitely have a video showing you how to do it in case you need to do it at home. The double telescoping Darth Vader, man, what a controversy. That was nuts for like a month. It was like a month of like just craziness on Facebook groups, personally, everything. It was obviously a gigantic mistake by me. Something, I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. I check everything now. No matter, I mean, if I get an Obi-Wan Kenobi and I know it's a broken tip saber, I still check, right? Every saber I check just in case. Oh my gosh, there's one. Because, they're out there. But most of what we think is out there, we assume that a collector has already acquired it, is asking the premium amount for these items. But every now and then, something amazing happens. Like this. That was absolutely amazing. I just happened to buy another random collection. And no, the seller didn't know. I didn't know. And then I sold it. So this seller didn't know that it was anything special because I didn't take the time to look at it. If I looked at it, I would have known it was a double telescoping saber. I just didn't even look at it. Even when I was taking the pictures, I wasn't even looking at the pictures I was taking. I was just like going through the motions. I got to post 100 items. Here's another action figure. Let's picture, flip it, picture, flip it, turn it upside down, picture. That's all I was doing. So I'm glad I was able to salvage it. I'm glad I didn't ship it out to somebody else and they got the big surprise and the big win off of me. So here it is back in the collection. We can see my Darth Vader. So this is where a chunk of them is right up here behind me. We've got tons of those graded Darth Vaders right there. And then I've got a couple, I got Darth Vader over there, I got Darth Vader over there, I've got a Darth Vader over there. So we've got Darth Vaders all over the place, and so now we're going to be able to add this to the Darth Vader collection. It might be time to redo a Darth Vader focus because I've added so many items since I did an original Darth Vader focus like a year ago. In the year, I've added like 4 or 5 more Darth Vaders. So we might have to do some sort of an update to some of these videos that I've done where I did focuses on specific figures. I hope you guys enjoyed that membership commercial. We're working on another one. This one's been out for, I think, over 6 months now. The Hoth Carl Wampa commercial. We are working on another one now, and it's I've got a pretty good idea. So right now I'm just developing kind of the script, the idea. So I'm trying to make it to be, you know, like a minute long. I don't want it to be 2 minutes or 3 minutes like some of my commercials have been. It's got to be short and sweet. So we're going to try to work on that. That'll be coming up. But please, I hope you took a look at the perks. So much stuff we're doing here for our members. More than any other YouTube channel out there, I promise you. I've looked at all of these, and we are giving away so much free stuff, giving so many discounts. There's just so much happening here on this channel. I hope you would like to join this community. If you're wondering, how do I find all this stuff? Do you have other socials? Are you on TikTok? Are you on Twitch? Are you on all this stuff? Yes, I am. Go down below in the description of this video to click more. And then I think you have to click more one more time. More twice, all right? More. Then it brings up all the stuff. There'll be one hyperlink. You just need to click on that hyperlink. It'll take you to a web page that'll show you every single link that goes to all of my socials. We've got Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, my email address, eBay, membership link. Everything is on that little hyperlink. So go check me out there and follow me on all of the different socials. If you could, please hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell notification, be notified of all of this upcoming content. This Wednesday is episode 94 of our weekly Star Wars eBay listing videos. This is where I sell all those items on eBay on Sundays in 7-day auctions. They start on Sunday, end on Sunday. Then it starts on Sunday, ends on Sunday. Starts, never ends. Never ends, these 7-day auctions. And it's a recap video of all of the items I sold where we give price points. We give shout outs to every single person that purchased from me. We crown a Daddy of the Week, which is the most prestigious award in all of collecting. It's the person that spent the most money with me on Sunday. We have accolades. We have giveaways. Everything is happening on that episode. It'll come out on Wednesday to recap all the items that happened on Sunday. So make sure to check out that link on eBay if you want to participate in that video. And then next Sunday, we're going to have my September mail haul. September will have passed. I've bought things for myself, things that are going to try to get up on the wall somewhere. And they're stacked up over here. And so what I do is I bring all those items out so you can see what the Star Wars Daddy's actually collecting currently for his collection. And there's not just Star Wars. It's mostly Star Wars. But there are some other toy lines that are over here, some incredible items. We've got comics, we got action figures, we got vehicles, we've got play sets, we've got all kinds of stuff is over here. And so make sure to watch that video when it comes out. All right, guys, that's it. I've said it all. We've done it all. Thank you so much for participating in all these videos by liking and commenting and doing all that stuff, watching all of them all the way through to get to these points at the end of the videos. We had 4 videos this week. We had 4 videos last week. We're absolutely pumping out content. I hope you're enjoying it. And we'd love to have you be a subscriber and a member. That is the best way you can help support a growing channel like mine. And in turn, it's the best way I can personally thank you for all that support, especially with memberships, because I'm going to send you a bunch of free stuff. All right, that's it. And until the next time, you guys, what am I wearing? Oh my gosh, it's Obi-Wan. It's such a beautiful shirt. I love this thing. Who is your daddy? Within their own factory, within their own business, where he sells cards that I do. Shut up. Start over. All right, a guy.